Team Diamonds are coming to Madden 23 sooner than you think. We're going to cover when we expect the content to come out, what can you expect the content to be, and how we're going to take advantage right now to make some coins in the near future. Last year, Team Diamonds dropped on September 24th. That was a Friday, a few weeks into the Madden 22 cycle. So when can you expect content to drop this year? Well, if we take a look at the next 5 weeks in Madden, you have your AKA content every Monday now, Team of the Week Tuesday, your Legends, and then Most Feared is all but confirmed to be starting on the 13th to the 14th, making it a 3-part program. It's what we've seen in the past few years. So that gives us a 3-week window where I see us getting 2 potential content drops, the first being either Gridiron Guardians or the other being Team Diamonds. So again, there's a 3-week window starting this next Thursday or Friday, following or going through the next 3 weeks, and we're probably going to see both of these content drops. I don't know if it's going to be Team Diamonds first or Gridiron Guardians first. Last year it was Team Diamonds, then the GG content. This year it could be flipped, but that's the timetable. We are most likely going to see Team Diamonds in the next 3 weeks. Taking a look back at Madden 21 and Madden 22, Team Diamond says to see what was actually involved to get these Team Diamond players. Now, Madden 21 is a little bit different because they were out at launch. The players were lower overalls, like 87s, 88s, and 89s as the Team Diamond cards, and the set requirements were all either core golds or core elites because there was no other content in the game at the time. So you're going to see a mixture of mid to low overall elites and a bunch of golds in Madden 22 or Madden 21. The highest overall I think was maybe 86 overall core elites in each of these sets, but it's a lot of golds. It's around 15 to 25 cards in every single set, with the majority of them being golds, but that was Madden 21. Now in Madden 22, it was a little bit different because again, the content dropped about a month and a half into the game, just like we're going to see in this year's game. And you're going to see a variation of set requirements. The cards were 90 overalls last year. They're probably going to be either 90 or 91s this year, depending on how soon the cards can come out. If they come out next week or in the next 2 weeks, I think they're going to be 90s. If it's in 3 weeks, they're probably going to be 91s. Now, getting into the sets, it's a little bit more complicated. The highest overall cards we saw in each set were up to 87 overall, and it would either be an 87 core elite or it would be an 87/88 wildcard player. You'd also see a lot of content cards like superstars, 86 overall superstars, 83 overall superstars. You're also going to see some 80 overall campus heroes, as well as each team had both the team builders in the sets, both 84 overall cards for every single set. And then you're going to get your pretty standard ones where you're going to get a lot of your golds. Now, the golds last year went from 74 to 79 that were in the set, and the elites went from 80 to 86, no higher than that. There were a couple wild cards, like I said, where it required an 85, 86 card. Any card didn't matter. Could have been a flashback, a core elite, a team of the week. And there was also some 87, 88 requirements, but a lot different because the sets came out a little bit later into the cycle rather than the beginning of the game. Now, how did the cards react on the market when this content dropped? Now, first, I'm going to talk about training. You're going to see some Gutfox screenshots on your screen. Now, training surprisingly dropped a tad bit when content dropped, and it was actually the new 90 overall Team Diamonds. The really bad ones like Phil Simms, Mike Rucker, Aaron Glenn, those guys were super cheap. They were going for like 150. Training pretty much dropped from like 37 to 35. It wasn't anything drastic, but training didn't crash. Training also didn't rise. However, a lot of cards reacted severely on the market. The first being team builders. Team builders went from around 20,000 coins all the way up to 37 and 38k. A huge jump. Now, with those team builders going up, you also saw the low overall elites go up. So 80 to 81s went from around 4 to 5,000 coins all the way up to 12,000 coins. They essentially doubled in price. You look back at that screenshot, you'll see 80 overalls and 81 overalls at the coin per training ratio was something stupid like 109 per. It was absurd. So the 80 and the 81s and the team builders were the cards that went up the most. You also saw your selective like superstar cards went up, but they also only went up in the morning like as time went on. Originally, like the 86 overalls went from 60k to 100k, but by the end of the day, they were back down to 65, 70k. You also saw the 83 overall superstars start at 12k, they went up to 25 and 30k. And by the end of the day, they came back down to 15k. But the major risers were the low elites, the 84 team builders, and then your select like 84, 85, 86 core elites. I remember vividly, George Kittle went from around 60k all the way up to 100k. I want to say Stephon Diggs, same sort of thing, 50k all the way up to 80k. Your popular teams, those select high-end core elites, did jump up in price. Now, I want to circle back to training because there is a big difference between the 22 market and the 23 market when it comes to training. One, the cheapest training in Madden 22 was the higher overalls, while in Madden 23 it's the 83, 84s, and 85s, as well as the Madden 23 training market is significantly cheaper. So in my opinion, training is not going to move much, because also the cheapest training this year, 83s, 84s, 85s, are going to be involved in the set. So I don't think training is going to drastically go up. I don't think training can drastically go down with how cheap it is. So the training market we're not going to pay too much attention to, but I just want to get that out the way. And the last thing, the core gold market last year in Madden 22, I heavily invested into it by doing the gap pack method. The core golds last year did not move much. The 74 to 77 guys didn't really move. Some 78, 79 guys went up because they were a little bit rare and they also were involved in the team builder sets. But for the most part, the gold market didn't move that much from basically reveal into the team diamond launch. So now that we got all that information, we know that team builders go up, low elites go up, and your select 84, 85, 86 core elites go up. What can we expect to be in the sets for Madden 23? And I think it's gonna be a lot of the same as Madden 22. However, with the overall difference this year, because your base cards are a lot higher overall, I think the only gold cards you see in the sets are maybe 78s or 79s. You gotta understand that each team has probably 10 to 15 core elites this year, where in past years some teams would have like 5, some teams would have 7, where you'd have to have a lot of core golds in the set to, you know, have the numbers. Whereas this year, for example, the 49ers got like 15 plus. So the 49ers might have 2 core golds in their set. I also do expect a lot of core elites, but this time I think Madden, and we've seen this trend a lot more this year, you're gonna see, I think, more, and it doesn't really matter, but I think you probably see more base overalls, like for the Team of the Week sets, for example, any 84, any 80, any 87, doesn't matter the week. I think for the Team Diamond sets, maybe this year you see any 80 overall core elite for that team, any 81 overall core elite. You understand what I'm saying? There's going to be more just base overalls. There probably will be some select players, but I think for the lower overall elites, it's going to be more just generic 80 overall 49ers player, 82 overall 49ers player. You might see some select like headliners players, maybe some campus heroes. The reason I think there was a lot more promo cards in the sets last year was because there weren't a high enough overall like core elites and core golds. There weren't enough players. Whereas this year we have, you know, each team has 25 plus 78 overall base cards. They might not need the campus heroes, the headliners, the team of the weeks. We also, I do think there's probably I'd say 75% chance we see the team builders in the sets, both of them, just because they were in last year. It makes the most sense. I don't know why they wouldn't. I know some people have asked, do I think unsung heroes are going to be in the sets? I'm going to lean towards no. They're just too expensive. These cards are only 90 overalls. They can't be requiring an 87, 2 84s, a few 85. It's just too much. It's too much. I think 87 unsung heroes are out of the question. Does it really matter? No, because you build them through team builders, you build them through core elites. So there's no extra additional prepping you have to do. If unsung heroes are randomly in them, your 80 overall market will be impacted if they are in them or if they are not. Before we actually get into what I buy, I want to make this clear when it comes to investing for Team Diamonds. I am not putting all my coins into Team Diamonds. Into Team Diamond investments. I'd say probably 30 to 40%, because most of the coins you make off the Team Diamond promo is actually being active in the market on release day. So you want to have a bunch of coins going into release day, because there's always sets, there's always really good cards to flip. So I want to make sure before we get into all this that you guys aren't spending 80 to 100% of your bankroll really on these investments, rather 30 to 40%. All right, we got through all the talking. We know what was in the Madden 21, 22 sets. We know how the market was reacted. What I think is going to be in the Madden 23 Team Diamond sets. Now, this is what you guys want to hear. How am I prepping for the Team Diamonds? Now, first thing, we're going to talk about the high core gold market. I am not going out of my way to buy any core golds. It's more so if I pull the cards from packs, if I get somehow given it, if I get a snipe for whatever reason, mainly through levels, through solos, just through packs. I'm going to be hoarding my 78, 79 golds. I will not be selling off unless they randomly go back up to 5,000 coins because of an objective like we saw this past Monday. Now, 80, 81 cards, I'll say 80 to 82s. These are the cards I'm going to be, I guess you could say, the most invested in for Team Diamonds. Like, I'll go out of my way to actually buy these players, and it's because they're so secure. Like, one, I would say there's a 99.9% chance some of them are going to be involved in the sets. And as well, you use them for the 84 team builder set. So if team builder sets are in the game, 80 through 82 cards go up, as well as they're going to be in the Team Diamond sets. So they're gonna be involved either way, and they're very cheap right now. You can buy the 80 and 81s under 4,000 coins. The 82 guys you can buy for 7 to 8,000 coins. When it comes to which cards I'm actually buying, try to space out. Like, you don't want to buy 25 of the same guy. You want to try to not put all your eggs in one basket. Try to buy like one of each for each team. Of course, don't overpay. It matters more that you're spending the right price than getting the specific player. But I would try to, and I'm going to try to personally, not buy a bunch of the same player, but rather space out which type of players I buy. Should make enough sense there. One thing to note with the 84 team builders and your low overall elites, I see a lot of people pre-building 84 team builders. And in my opinion, there's really no point, right? If team builders are in the sets, great. You can just, it takes 2 seconds to build the sets in game as it is with the new set features with the 80s and 81s and 82s. If they are not in the game and you already pre-built your 84s, you're kind of screwed. So my opinion, if you example, like by buying the 80s through the 82s, we're investing into team builders as well as just the straight up cards. Don't put them in the sets. Like training investments, just hoard them in your binder, keep them in your binder. And if, well, team builders are in the sets, we're going to react and make the team builders and sell this off. Whichever ones go up the most, either the straight up cards or the 84 team builders. And last up is your 83 to 86 overall core elites. I'm more targeting the 83 to the 85 market because I understand it more and I've already been investing in it with training. And this is going to involve our training investments we make every single weekend. 83s, 84s, and 85s are great because you're able to get them at training value, and they also will most likely be involved in the Team Diamond sets no matter what. It is going to be a little bit of a tricky situation because, for example, by the way, I might not have mentioned it, we're going to be buying these. The best day to buy these is going to be like tomorrow, Saturday. Saturdays and Tuesdays are usually the best time to buy your core elites, and the market is overall down. But we have the AKA promo Monday, so we might buy a lot of 84s and 85s on Saturday, on Sunday. And if training does go up on Monday, for example, and we don't see the Team Diamond content on the content schedule, I will most likely sell my training or sell my 84s and 85s and buy them back at a later date. But if we see the Team Diamonds on the schedule for this Thursday, as an example, I'll probably maybe sell off half my 84s, 85s, and then keep the other half. It is a little bit of a tricky situation, but either way, it is a backed up investment, just like 80 and 82s, where the 80, 82s either are going to be in the sets or they're going to be in team builders, and those were the cards that went up the most last year. 84s and 85 overall core elites are the cheapest training. We've been investing in training on a week-to-week basis, and we have now that AKA promo, which most likely will have rerolls. So you'll see 84s and 85s just go up naturally as the training market goes up, as well as they're probably going to be pretty good Team Diamond investments. But that is going to wrap it up for the prep work. I know it's a lot of talking. By the way, for your like promo cards, your 86 overall headliners, you can buy them. The problem is they're significantly above training. They're more along the lines of, if you pull them, I would just keep them just like core golds, but I'm not going out of my way to spend, 50 to 60K on an 86 headliner. If they're in the set, they're in the set. I'm more focusing on the safer investments, the 80s and the 81s, which are almost guaranteed to go up at least a little bit. We don't know if it's going to go up a little bit or a lot. And the 84s and 85s, because we've already been investing with them for training. And now we can add another little, kind of backdoor investment into those cards on a week-to-week basis for Team Diamonds. Again, Saturdays and Tuesdays going forward are the best days to buy these cards. Prices wise, I can't really give you because I don't know how the market is going to react on Saturday. But again, 80s through 82s, 84s and 85s are my main investments. The key is always try to get them as cheap as possible. I think that's obvious, but training value is your best friend. Try to get them below training value because it gives you that security where you can always just sell them back for training, lazy sell, and get your money back. But that's all for this video. If you have any questions, because I know this was a very complicated video, it's very hard to explain, like I'm investing in these guys, but not these guys, selling these guys, maybe buying, it's a little bit confusing. If you have any questions, comment below, subscribe if you are new, and until next time, peace.